Siona God, hello all. Oshitahiya, good evening, and Wado, thank you for watching. So this is day 40, part C. I'm reading Lone Wolf Alpha Squad copy over by James Rink, and these are his experiences. She uses her reptilian eyes to lock into my eyes to try to telepathically get into my mind and hypnotize me. Pauline looks human, but she is 48% reptilian. She can even shapeshift into a 6-foot-tall, white, muscular, fat-tailed, scaly reptilian. As the ship's interrogation specialist, she is well trained at getting into people's minds and torturing them mentally. And she knows how to read their weaknesses. She also has a very sadistic side and enjoys sticking needles under fingernails, feeling no emotions. Wow. She likes to study a person by looking into their eyes. She can connect to you and read your energy and patterns of thoughts. It takes time, but eventually she can collect enough information to figure someone out. I didn't respond to her message. Instead, I just looked at her and got up quickly and walked away. I am thinking fast. I know she is reading my mind. I am not concerned she will get any information from me because I don't store information in my mind like most people. I am able to hide holographic encoded information in the solar plexus of my crystalline soul structure, which cannot be hijacked. I can pull up any information I want. Whatever I think of, I know the answer. When I am working undercover, I know there is a point that I need to escape. Otherwise, I could be taken hostage. So I head to the computer lab to download as much information as quickly as possible. I put my hand out and there's a holographic keyboard. As I type, the computer reads my mind and puts all these codes together in the shape of a swirling 3D swastika. I then put these codes into an energy storage file device, my stomach, in a place Pauline could never access. Pauline thinks she has collected enough data to use against me. She goes to Commander Atkins, Atkins, and tells him they need to get rid of me. Atkin probably already knows I am a spy, but doesn't care to do anything about because he needs my knowledge and experience. Atkins tells Pauline to, in quotes, bring me the proof he helps us out, end quote. I am very analytical and have a lot of knowledge of different alien star races occupying the moon. They need me to help them figure things out. Also, I have the least amount of reptilian DNA in the officer class, and that allows me to have a different perspective. Pauline then goes to the interrogation room to check up on what I am up to. She notices I just logged into the computer room and grabs her hat with the short visor and eagle symbol. She also grabs 2 of her 7-foot-tall crocodile-snouted reptilians. They are very robotic in nature, cloned and programmed. She controls them and tells them what to do. They follow her like dogs. She runs after me, and when she sees me finishing up my task on the computer, she yells, "Take him!" And that was in quotes. I turn around and I see her with 2 crocodile-snouted reptilians next to her. I run as fast as I can to the jump room. It looks like a dome structure, and you can see the surface of some cave on Mars through a portal. I jump through to Mars and then jump into another portal inside some sort of crystalline pyramid under the surface of the moon. I then meet with my CO at Kruger and tell him I'm tired of it all. That was in quotes. My shoulders drop down and in quotes, I am tired of the constant combat situation and I don't want to do this anymore, end quote. Reinhold wants out, but instead they wipe his memories for the next mission. And here's a picture of that. So it kind of makes me wonder in all those sci-fi things and stuff, like what missions are real that they've revealed to us through TV, books, movies, like whatever, cartoons, anything. James Ring, R-I-N-G. I also spent 20 years on the moon at Lunar Operations Command under the name of James Jeson, J-E-S-O-N, Ring, R-I-N-G, and he has a small piece of my soul. He is in stasis in yellow goo right now and awaiting extraction or rescue. Umbrella also copied him and made him into a cloned cyborg on Mars. This clone does not have my soul and is driven by AI. The people in the SSP have made a joke about this. They refer to me on Earth as James the First due to my past life and DNA connection with King James the First. James Ring on the moon is known as James the Second, and the evil clone on Mars is known as James the Third. Ring on the Moon is a super soldier and also geneticist who invented a ring-like device you put over your head to erase or change memories around. He wants to create a device which would allow me on Earth to access his memories in a way that would not result in schizophrenic symptoms once he rehomes back to me. He is a positive being, but almost no emotion as compared to me here on planet Earth. He has a muscular physique, stands about 5 foot 8 inches tall, lighter blue eyes, and darker brown hair than me. He is also 20 years older than me. His face looks very much like my face and is about as close as a copy to me as any of my alters in the SSP. His eye color and hair color are slightly different due to the DNA infusions of Germanic DNA that were put into him. This allowed him to be more intuitive and less emotional. The other clones on Mars were told James Ring on the Moon was a commercial dealer of DNA, not realizing it was being stolen from James Ring on planet Earth, which made them very upset. Life at times on the Moon, life was boring as hell. There was no internet, TV, or movies. Maybe it has since changed. The only thing to do for entertainment is either staring at the wall or sex. I did have a child on the Moon, and she's now grown up and living in Los Angeles and looking for her father, but I can't remember her name or anything else about her. I found out about her from her mother, who I lost contact with, as she is now living in an underground base in a different time fractal for her own safety. On the Moon, I was part of base security and ran missions off-world and other parallel realities. Sometimes they would put James Ring into cybernated crocodile-snouted reptilian body avatars while on these missions as a soldier. They would also put a visor on Ring's avatar body to merge him into a virtual reality immersed environment to test his abilities. One of Ring's missions was to send his soul back in time to overshadow the body of Geoffrey, Geoffroy, Decharny, Decharney, who was one of the 2 Knights of Templars who were burned at the stake in 1314. The original soul of Geoffrey was a young soul, and by merging my soul with that body, I was able to upgrade him to have more intelligence, awareness, intuition, and sword fighting abilities. I was also genetically compatible with that body. I first see myself in his 14-year-old body in a small secret crypt under Notre Dame Cathedral. I was in a ritual in which a group of about 6 Templars were in a hypnotic trance. It's supposed to be were, apparently. I see candles all around us burning on top of human skulls. So I was reading more because I thought it was going to describe this, but I guess this would be the crocodile avatar that he would get put into. And you know, that kind of looks like the Iron Man mask. I'm just saying. Truth is stranger than fiction, ain't it? My current astral body woke Geoffrey up from the trance, and he saw me as I appear today in my light body, and we both saw a horrific, tall, red-looking demon in the room, which was summoned by a dark priest standing near us conducting the ceremony. The priest also appears to be in a trance. The demon is shocked. I broke trance and furious too, because he was about to be attached to me to manipulate me. I told the entity he is not allowed to be here and sent it back to the realm where it came from. Once the entity was gone, the other Templars exited the trance and were confused of what just happened due to the missing time. The priest was still in trance and died moments later, requiring us to hide the body somehow. Apparently this demon was the only soul animating the priest's body. I also sent a blast of pink light to clear out the negativity of those catacombs, to deactivate that ritual and other rituals they are doing under that cathedral. I fast-forwarded the timeline to moments before being burned at the stake. I was now in some dungeon-like room. I appear to be weak and starving. The crowds are gathering outside and chanting. The guards are coming for me. I decide not to give them the privilege of killing me and raise my vibration and leave my body in a flash of white light. What was left is an empty shell, which is parroted through the streets and later burned at the stake. The lifeless body bored the audience with its lack of screams. My soul then rehomed back to the moon, where memories of the event were wiped. Later, Ring reversed the procedure so he could remember what that life was like as an initiation of sorts. I was also close friends with John Jr., son of JFK, where he would sometimes operate the computer terminals. His codename was Horatio. The pictures you see of JFK Jr. are his double. The original Kennedy children were declared zero and switched with lookalikes for their own safety. Soon after Kennedy was assassinated, JFK Jr., that died on a plane crash in 1999, was not the same person that I knew. John sent me on a mission to Greenland on a parallel Earth in which JFK was not assassinated in order to recover photos of his life had Kennedy not been killed. We time jumped from the Jupiter station into a future Earth timeline in which the Mantoids, Mantoids, had taken everything over. I saw myself in black BDUs, which is the black uniform used for special ops missions. I was in an abandoned warehouse. The room was pitch black except for the light on my gun and the guns of my team members behind me. The room was flooded with 6 inches of water. He managed to find one childhood picture, but a Mantoid spotted us. So I grabbed my partner and dragged him back into the Stargate before the Mantoids could do anything to us. In the process, he ended up dropping the picture. We barely got out of there alive. John was angry at me for a while because he was hoping to recover more photos. In that timeline, people did not awaken to a secret cabal takeover. And as a result, nuclear war annihilated the planet around the year 1981, leading to a long global nuclear winter and the extinction of most humanity. The cyborg on Mars named, cyborg on Mars, James III, seems very cold and calculative and does not have a soul in it. His memories act like compressed code numbers running inside of astral cubes. He has an exoskeleton inside of him with wires and boxes and an implant system of control, which gathers information of my past lives from the universal computer. They designed him to be engaged in virtual reality scenarios to test how he would respond. The AI connected to him wants to copy and mimic me in this life. It views me as a figure of authority with amazement and wonder. He assumes James Rink on Earth is behind his creation and thinks I got paid money. This clone seems deluded and manipulated. Okay, here's another photo, or drawing. ICC Excalibur did a tour of duty aboard ICC Solar Warden's Excalibur as an interrogation officer. Officers wore a blue uniform and crew members wore red uniform. Our ship was lost at the Battle of Adronis Prime, Adronis Prime, by the Draco, and we were captured and sent to Hammerhead, a maximum security Draco prison near a neutron star. Those of us who survived were tortured and soul fragmented back in time as punishment. This facility is supposed to be destroyed in 2023, after which survivors can get their memories back. Umbrella Corporation's Rob Richter, R-I-C-H-T-E-R. Rob Richter is the name given to one of my clones in an alternate reality in which Umbrella Corporation dominated the planetary control structure. In this fractal reality, Umbrella Corporation was experimenting on alien viruses combined with biobots to mutate DNA in order to create various monstrosities and super soldiers. Umbrella Corporation is headed by Richard Bay, B-A-Y, whose clone in this reality is the actor Tom Cruise. Additionally, Bill Gates was a brilliant clone scientist who was very high up in Umbrella in that reality. They would keep him in a pod and keep re-aging him as he was the smartest one of the operation. One of the viruses Umbrella created is known as the Ouroboros, Ouroboros virus, which was released in Miami to reduce the aggression of certain group of starseed genetics found within a human population. The virus infected a crocodile, mutated, and then the crocodile bit a human, and the zombie apocalypse was the final result. This is why the zombie theme is so prevalent in our psyche as well as in Hollywood, such as with the Resident Evil movie series. After Ouroboros was released, there were military trucks everywhere, black helicopters in the sky, and tanks on the ground. People were panicking, running, screaming, rioting, and getting weapons. They were fighting against both Umbrella Corporation and the zombies, which could only be killed with explosions. Some of the civilians were helping the U.S. Army, which still existed, but it was much weaker than Umbrella's mercenaries. Umbrella Corporation had a huge army. It was a one-world government, and they were in control of everything. Cities were exploding, the military was taken over, FEMA camps were full, and they were separating super soldiers from the humans. Also, it should be noted that Umbrella has the technology to travel into our reality and experiment on us here, such as a Dulce base, DULCE base. Umbrella was also subcontracted to design COVID-19. Using an off-world alien virus combined with biobots. COVID was designed to kill 70% of the world population, provided we did not have divine intervention from ET. Well, thank you. Wado, ET. To deal with the zombie problem, Umbrella created an elite team of Hulk super soldiers to act as zombie kill squads. Some of these zombies were very dangerous. If a sleeper super soldier ever got infected and died, their abilities would be activated by the virus. The smarter zombies could open doors, and the psychic ones could walk through glass walls or levitate. After Bruce Banner, B-A-N-N-E-R, was turned into a Hulk by accident, Umbrella quickly learned how to replicate the project and improve upon it. Stan Lee got his information about the Hulk from the CIA. He was told, and oh my God, I thought about, hey, what about the Hulk, like earlier on in the book? Anyway, he was told it was a fictional story. He was brainwashed and mind-wiped to think it was his own idea. Oh, they did this for soft disclosure. It's part of the disinformation campaign that they love to manipulate. Umbrella replicated the Hulk process on my clone super soldier body in that reality, who went by the name of Rob Richter. The Umbrella lab he was made in contains an extreme level of security. I highly advise those who can remote view to not do so without green protection. One section of the lab is very cold and contains about 50 cryogenic tanks. Veronica, in parentheses, Sheila the She-Hulk, Anthony Zender, Z-E-N-D-E-R, Anthony Zender's clone body, and Rob is in here in cold storage. The floor has dark gray tiles on it, like rubber gravity technology plates. In another section of the lab, there are 6 foot wide, 20 foot tall regen tanks filled with different colored goos made from biobots. Types of goo. Blue goo. Most of the tanks are filled with a blue goo used for healing. Number 2, yellow goo. Some of the tanks contain a yellow goo used for stasis. Number 3, green goo. Green goo is used for healing and augmentation. Number 4, pink goo, used to prolong stasis. Number 5, fluorescent yellow-green goo is a combination of 2 goos used for a type of healing stasis for the Hulk clone bodies. Number 6, black goo is a terraforming goo, used to quickly recreate planets, but being contaminated with it puts you in a hive mind consciousness. It takes away your compassion and make you feel strong. Number 7, red goo, used to convert biological organisms into a cyborg. If you get the dose wrong, it can kill you. Number 8, translucent opal, memory wiping. While in the tank, the clone bodies are given shock treatments to wake them up. Once the clone body is removed from the tank, they place it on a metal slab and disconnect the wires from the holes in the back. It is then covered with a sheet. A tube is put down the nose and throat, which pumps in a green and black goo. So here is the picture. Nearby, you can see a dimly lit room filled with cages of rabbits, monkeys, dogs, and even some full-grown reptilians. Some of the dogs are growling at the scientists working on them. They started testing the animals, then went to clones of humans, then went to human trials. The scientists are wearing either white lab coats or rubber suits that are white or yellow, as well as masks on their faces. There are about 12 doctors in every room. Most look human, but some are extraterrestrial, looking like the Greys with almond eyes and slit mouths. Some are Nordic ET, human looking, and some look spider-like. On the front side, you can see badges. On the back side, there is a 3-inch size red and white Umbrella Corporation logo. And here's the logo. There is a human scientist who is 5 foot 7 inches, 250 pounds, approaching my clone body, which appears to be unconscious. On a metal rectangular table, I am wearing a black t-shirt and green pants with pockets. I am muscular, 6 foot 5 inch, and have short hair. There might be a tattoo on the right bicep, I think it's a brand mark showing clone serial number. A bright white light is shining on me, and around the table is a dim green and blue light. So we will leave it at that. Don't go, hi, KK, you waiting for Shnosky. Till we meet again, love you, mean it.